Hello, it's Kevin here. Time for video number 38 of our third series of 101 introductions. If you're watching this for the first time, I'll be brief. In our Telegram group, IELTS 9 Pro, if you're watching there, if you're watching on my channel on YouTube, we search for the latest topics for IELTS essays. And I write a sample and we invite our members to try their skill at writing, and I comment on their writings. So this is a recently reported question or topic, caring for children. So it's talking about mandatory. Now, I'll get back to that later, why that's a key part. So it isn't asking, is a parental course a good idea? It should be required, as in compulsory, mandatory. That's what you've got to mention. Okay. Bit of paraphrase here for you, if you want to use those. Oops, I probably put a hyphen there. Okay. Thesis statement, you can see that. Introduction. I'll just get on to the full essay and let's have a look at this. So, it's argued by some providing care for children is one of the most essential responsibilities in society. Suggested it's necessary for all parents to attend a course. So, it's necessary, as in you don't have a choice, to learn the skills necessary for effective care giving. I firmly believe all parents should be required. So, you don't have a choice. Now, why is it mandatory? Because it's to make sure that all parents, regardless of access to education or support networks, they may not get the knowledge that they need. So if these courses are compulsory, they can be taught all the skills that they need. Okay, pretty straightforward. So instead of your choice, they may or may not go, because if they do go to a course, they will be taught everything that they need. So making it mandatory is essential to ensure that all parents, regardless of background, education, social class, etc., get information. For example, common health problems. If you're not trained, if you don't know about these things as a first-time parent, I would imagine if your baby won't stop coughing or crying, and you won't know what to do. So that's why courses are good and should be compulsory. Statutory training also be useful. Teach vital skills. Communicate effectively with kids. Okay. Learning techniques, they might be taught these, which in turn helps the children. So, in conclusion, mandatory courses will equip parents with the tools needed to raise well-adjusted children, blah, blah, blah. Okay, very straightforward stuff. I'll just put it all on the screen. You can pause this and you can see the whole thing there. Okay, so moving on. Students' full answer. Now, this is interesting, but it's like I said, right, should be taught. Okay, they should be taught, but it's not necessarily about mandatory, as in do they have to attend? Because should be taught, as in should, is not compulsory. That's because that would be must. So should, as in it would be good if they were, but it's not compulsory. Watch your modal verb use. If it said must, then yes. Caregiving skills. Now, right. So, this is obviously aimed at first-time parents. All right. So when your baby or babies, if you've got twins, first arrive, right, teaching them how to look after their babies, their infants. But now we're talking about juveniles, vandalism, underage drinking. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. So what about the period of time between birth and being a teenager? You know, it seems this is going off a little bit. And I'm not sure what this means. The more aware parents are, aware of what? The more competent in what their children will be. And how is this an example? Consider a society where teenagers are taught from an early age to obey the law. But isn't this what children are taught in most societies, most countries? I don't know. I can't think of any country where where children are not taught to obey the law. So how's that an example? And what's that got to do with compulsory parenting skills? You know, when you've got addiction, aggressive behaviour, later generations. So again, you know, caring for children, you know, that prepares them when their child arrives to be good parents. So teenagers, I probably wouldn't be writing about that. Enhancing children's safety, okay, that's not too bad. Sense of confidence, don't forget third person S, that helps them. Bodily privacy. Again, it's not talking about, you know, I would have started with like kids as babies, you know. So anyway, let's have a look at some of our introductions here. Now, this is good, but it doesn't say anything about compulsory. Necessitating the needs. It says, well, yeah, it says there's a need for these courses. But that's not the same as should parents be compelled to take them. Yeah, comprehensive courses. Okay, but again, that's not the same as compulsory. Compulsory, that's what it's talking about. Should be required. If you're required to do something, means that you don't have a choice. If you are required, it essentially means it's mandatory, compulsory. Okay. So here, doesn't say anything about it, whether it should be. Why should they be forced to do this? It said, you know, so again, this is talking about training for parents is a good thing. But it doesn't really say why parents should be forced to take these. They might not need it. Okay. This was good. Mandatory, personal leave cannot be considered essential. Okay, it's kind of leaving us dangling, wondering what's coming next, but that's good. All individuals who are parents, you mean all parents. Now, a child, because you're introducing it for the first time. The child, what particular child? So, indefinite article. Now, parents learn. Parents are going to learn. They will be provided with, but they're not going to provide themselves. They're going to learn. Or you could have made it passive for parents to be provided with. If you're going to make it active, you want to change it. If you want to make it passive, to be provided with. Okay, and yeah, that's good. Okay. Some good stuff here. Some interesting stuff. Okay. Hope that helps. I'll just put mine on the screen. You can see the whole thing again. Okay. So this is why you have to make sure that you interpret it correctly. It's necessary. It's required. In other words, you don't have a choice. So that's what you need to be talking about. Why exactly? Okay. Not are training courses good, but why should they be compelled to undertake them? So, hope that helps. See you for next video, which is coming up shortly, number 39, I think. Next one's coming up in a minute, yeah, number 39. So, I'll see you soon. I'll just put this back on the screen. There you go. All right, I'll see you soon.